Leo, the first thing you have out here is good fortune. I know you're going to like that. And it's the number 13. So in numerology, that's number 4. So grounding. And that's very interesting because you also have the number 11 out here and you have Earth. So this feels like being able to tap into your prosperity, to see the fruit of your labor. This feels like prosperity in the form of money or something that is tangible. Beneath the deck is knowledge out here. Okay, so I want to do something a little bit different today. I'm going to actually read to you what the sacred oracle book is speaking to when it comes to good fortune, and I'm also going to read out what it says about knowledge as well, because I like the language in it, and I think that it's going to give you deeper insight into what spirit is wanting to communicate to you and what is wanting you to focus on, Leo. So for good fortune, we'll start there, the number 13 here. It says, no matter what your query, the universe gives you its blessing. This is also a powerful time for manifesting. So ask now for what you want more of in your life. It is granted. Acknowledge the blessings in your life and more will appear. Leo, I feel like I'm speaking to someone who is probably trying to earn more money. You're trying to invest your money into something that can grow over time. You're trying to go after a position that, again, earns you more money. So this feels like, it does feel like money and prosperity. I'm going to get some tarot cards out here, but it could be something unique to you too, Leo, that's not necessarily tied to anything tangible, but it's something about this earth out here that's making me feel like it's you trying to cultivate something in the material world. So now we're going to go over to knowledge on page 34. Let's see here. It says, remain teachable. There's new wisdom available to you at this time. This card can signify getting more information before proceeding. It can also signify the presence of an important teacher, or perhaps you are the teacher and it is time to share your knowledge and gifts with the world around you. Okay, drawing this card can also indicate a message from your Akashic records, very powerful, past life stuff. Seek out more information about the records. This is basically just who you are in your cosmic reality, in your incarnation, the sole purpose that you have in life. Let's see, or even perhaps learn how to access your own records for more clarity regarding your query. Meditate on this to learn new things or to draw the right teachers into your life. I feel like, Leo, right now you have someone around you who's willing to offer you support or give you help. There's someone that you're tapping into to learn about how to maximize your wealth or how to create wealth in the world or go after what it is that you're trying to obtain this month, the month of October. So let's get into it, Leo. If anyone is DMing you, messaging you, pretending to be me to get a reading with you, friend, it is not. Please report and block them. I will never reach out to you through DM to try to do a reading with you. So report and block. All right, thank you, God, angel, spirit guides. For lovely Leo here, tell us more about why good fortune is out here, earth and knowledge. Let's see. Who are they right now? What are they working through at this time? Thank you, God, angel, spirit guides. Leo, please. Okay, you have the Emperor out here. That's power, strength, systems. Okay. All right, so you have some reversal cards. So what this tells me is that, yes, absolutely, you're trying to bring in the good fortune. But I feel like right now, whoever I'm speaking to, Leo, you feel a little bit tangled up about how to go after it, feeling a little bit impatient about maybe waiting on a job offer to come through. Some of you have literally been going after a job, trying to, bust into a new market related to your entrepreneurial projects, and it has not been working out. You're not getting the news and the information that you have been wanting or that you were expecting. And I feel like it's starting to kind of have an impact on, in some ways, possibly part of your ego. It's having an impact on your sense of confidence, your sense of feeling confident about what it is that you're doing. So I don't know if you've been going through this for a matter of months, if it's been a period of time. Possibly for some of you, it probably could have been since last Sagittarius season. I'm sensing and feeling that. It's been a little while for some of you, but it kind of feels like for some of you, you're working through something that feels like a lull, where things that you're trying to get to move forward are not exactly pushing and moving forward the way that you want to. And so there's a challenging feeling that you're working through, and that is that impatience, having a hard time not raging or crashing out, right? Because maybe, again, for some of you, you were expecting something and the offer did not come through the way that you thought it would, or someone is withholding an offer, withholding something that would be fair to you, something that you've been seeking. Now, I'm going to get some advice out here, Leo, but in this frustrated energy, and you know what I'm getting ready to say, you probably don't want to hear it, but sometimes when we're in these kind of harder energies and we're trying to bring in fortune, it's not exactly the match for the good fortune that we're trying to bring in. Now, sometimes it's just a matter of spirit doing its thing. We're just literally waiting on God, right? But sometimes it's us kind of creating a block or a barrier from spirit reaching in and giving us the thing that we want. We kind of start getting in our own way. You know, the emperor being upside down, that's a lot of egoic thought, that's being rigid, that's being controlling, because you're upset and you're impatient and you're trying to get things to move forward, move along, get into progress and get rolling. But it kind of feels like there's nothing really that you can do right now. Like in this particular energy, it's just a matter of believing, trying, seeking that wisdom, and getting back up again, but leveling yourself out. You want to get back to a place where you're in balance, because something about what you're working through right now is not quite in balance. And again, I do feel like it's strongly tied to something that you perceive to be a missed opportunity, an investment gone bad, being looked over. They said that they were going to give you the job and it didn't work out. But another thing that's coming through too, and again, I'm going to get some advice out here, Leo, is that for some of you, what this Page of Pentacles in reverse can represent, I'll start there, is us not exactly having the kind of consistency that we know we could have or should have. And sometimes it's because it's family, it's life. We got all these other things that we have to do. But when I see the Page of Pentacles out here in reverse in any reading, that naturally triggers me to think about what could happen in life right now to get you even more focused on your goal and get as clear about your goal and what steps to take toward it as possible. Some of what is probably making you feel like there's a block energy right now is that there's a path to start walking, a style of doing business or going about this goal that is likely requiring a little bit more discipline, a little bit more consistency, a little bit more structure and strategy. So if that feels like you, if you feel like, okay, yeah, if I'm being real with myself, I could do this a little bit more consistently at this time, or I could research this, or I could go deeper here. This feels like that potentially could be a block that's keeping you from having the successes that you're seeking. A little bit more structure and strategy might be needed here, but we'll get into the advice, because that's me, that's Sean kind of speaking to you based off of what I see, but we have an advice position for a reason. So God, angel, spirit guides, for my lovely Leo here, to bring in this good fortune, to release blocks, strongholds, to continue to grow, for their abundance, prosperity, and wellness, for the things that they seek, God, angel, spirit guides, for the desires of their heart. What advice do you have? What can they do to get there? God, angel, spirit guides, what can they do to get there? Let's see. Okay. Holding on really tight. It's almost like you have an outcome that you want. That's that Emperor being in the 4, and then you also have the 4 of Pentacles. I'll show it to you in just a moment. Thank you, God, angel, spirit guides. It's being in that energy of wanting to be in control, because this is what it feels like at a deeper kind of spiritual, psychological. This is what this feels like to me. You have probably been taught to believe that by you being in control, the only thing that can grow this is if you take complete control of all of this and whatever this is for you. But something about right now, Spirit is wanting you to think of this as a dance. And it's weird because I was thinking of this analogy earlier, not knowing who this was for. But sometimes spirit is going to take the lead. God is going to take the lead in life, and you just kind of fall back and do your little dips and just be cute on the side, right? And then every once in a while, it's time for you to stand up and get into action. And it kind of feels like you and spirit are almost in a battle about who's going to lead in the dance right now. And spirit wants you to know it's okay to let go a little bit, right? There's some things that are trying to come through to you, and it doesn't require you to hold on so tightly or feel like you have to have everything figured out. That's what's coming through. So the Four of Pentacles here, this feels like the advice match to help that Emperor go from being upside down to upright, to get into your power, get back into control, but not to become controlling, right? It's cutting off the oxygen and the supply to what it is that you're trying to gain, to grow in. You also have the Ace of Swords out here. So you remember earlier when I was kind of ranting about, what triggers in my mind when I see the Page of Pentacles. So the Page of Pentacles upside down is needing some clarity, need some focus, need some strategy. And so here it is out here to confirm that, the Ace of Truth. And so was part of why some of you, I don't want to generalize, but for some of you, the reason why you're wanting to be in control and you got a little bit of fear at the root is because you're not clear, you don't feel certain, or you feel like you haven't been able to get still enough to gain all of the information and knowledge that you need. And I just noticed a card beneath knowledge here is focus. So all of this air sign energy is about you getting still enough so that you don't have to rely on control or be in fear or, not losing control. But when you are knowledgeable about whatever this is, this investment is what I'm hearing, moving in this direction, it kind of feels like new territory. The more you know, the more you'll feel comfortable letting go and releasing and opening up your energy a bit for spirit to dance with you and give you what it is that you need, the tools that you need. And then we also have the Five of Pentacles here. The way out of this lull energy, not having enough, not getting the support and help that you need, hard times, not having the money that you need. It's just a rough season right now. The good thing about the Five of Pentacles is that it's a temporary energy. It feels like 5 years, let me tell you, with this Taurus energy here, but it's temporary. You're just going through something that's a little bit challenging right now. That's likely another reason why you're in control. You're holding on. You're fearful of losing more. But this is about you getting still, trusting, learning about the psychology of money, learning about your investments, learning about the market that you're in. Whatever this is, Spirit really wants you to focus on getting clear, getting knowledgeable. This is a mind game for you right now. What I mean by that, not all the negative nonsense, right? I don't mean it that in that way. But the mind game is, it's not about what you can do with your hands right now. It's about making your mind stronger, getting clarity. Probably some of you, I'm getting, you need a little bit of rest. But what you're preparing for, what you're trying to bring in coming out of this season, going from Capricorn to Taurus, all of this earth energy, trying to make something grow, you're going to need to allow yourself to get still, get focused, and get clear, get you a solid, good strategy. And we want to get you up out of that temperance being in reverse. That's your patience. That's the thing that we all need the most, especially when we are investing or we're doing something with money. We're trying to usher something in with money. We can't be emotional. And so this is another thing too. The ace is not emotional. It's using logic. So to get back into your temperance, get back into your even energy, you're trusting of the universe, you're trusting of what you know, you're trusting of the process of abundant. Friend, the last thing that I want to say, then I'll stop running my mouth, is, and I'm getting chills down the middle of my back, you are meant to be prosperous on this earth. Your being is meant to be well, to be prosperous, to have access, to have, your food, your home, your joy, your love. That's what it's meant to be when you're on this earth. When we are like, God, can you please make me a human in this life or whatever? It's because we want to know the experience of what it's like to be human beings. And what it means to be human is to be prosperous. Just like water's nature is to be wet. That's kind of what it is. Humans are supposed to be well, light, prosperous. And I'm telling you this right now, Leo, is because It's not like your prosperity, your abundance, your growth can be robbed from you. That is who you are. And the only thing that can make us get into a position where we're not receiving or not experiencing that is when we start holding on too tight, because we feel like we're trying to hold on to something that belongs to us. I hope that makes sense. You know, I get to run in my mouth, think I'm saying something, but I hope that it makes sense to you, Leo. Nothing that is for you can be robbed from you. This is who you are. So the more that you trust the process, open up your mind and heart, and be in that spirit of allowing, you're going to naturally start seeing things grow and change. It's going to be in Spirit's timing though. So patience is going to be a virtue here. I have a personal TikTok. If you haven't joined already, I'll add that here somewhere on the screen. I'd love to see you over there. It's a way smaller community. It's about self-acceptance, self-value. I talk about childhood dysfunction stuff, what that leads to in adulthood. There's some beauty, bloggy, funny, silly stuff. It's just really personal TikTok, me just being silly old Sean, okay? So if you're interested in that, check it out. I definitely do follow back, and I've been enjoying the process of kicking it with you and getting to know you and, you know, liking your stuff and having conversations. I love the fact that I'm able to connect with some of you who are interested over there at a deeper level and build community there. I think we need it. It's the nuanced stuff that I can't really talk about here because this is really strictly tarot and astrology, but over there we can talk. So join it if you want to, if it feels right to you. In the meantime, Leo, I love you and I wish you wellness. I'm looking forward to seeing you next week. Take care. Bye.